But for the time being, let's now shift our attention to what has been happening in the United Kingdom, where Boris Johnson has had quite a busy first day at the office, and within hours of having taken over as the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Boris Johnson has carried out what is being described as a massive cabinet clear-out. Now, 11 of Theresa May's senior ministers have been sacked, while 6 others chose to walk out rather than serve under the new Prime Minister. Now, this includes Johnson's main rival in British Prime Ministerial race, Jeremy Hunt, who announced his departure. Jeremy Hunt said that he'd been offered an alternative role but had chosen to turn it down because he'd been serving as the Foreign Secretary for quite some time and he did not want to go into a new profile. And also another big reshuffle. Defence Secretary Penny Mordaunt, a leading Brexiteer, also announced her departure. And what's also interesting to note is that about a quarter of Boris's cabinet, interestingly, all happen to be women. Now, 8 out of the 31 positions have gone to women, and let's take a look at some of the major changes. The former Home Secretary, he was also a Prime Ministerial contestant, the man that you're looking at on your screen, Sajid Javid of Pakistani origin, he will now be replaced. He will replace Philip Hammond as the Chancellor, effectively becoming the Finance Minister. Hammond, and this is one of the big changes. Sajid Javid, someone who was in charge of the Interior Ministry, has now been moved to the Finance Ministry. And Preeti Patel, who was amongst the most vocal critics of Theresa May's Brexit plan, will be taking charge as Britain's Home Secretary, replacing Sajid Javid. Now, Patel is Britain's first Indian origin Home Secretary. And another big replacement is Dominic Raab, who now replaces Jeremy Hunt as the new Foreign Secretary. Raab, a former Brexit Secretary, ran for the Conservative leadership himself, but was eventually knocked out early on in the race. And also Johnson's long-standing ally, Ben Wallace, will replace Penny Mordaunt as the Defence Secretary. Now, Jacob Rees-Mogg has been appointed as the Lord President of the Council and Leader of the House of Commons. Now, this will be the Brexit supporters' first ever government role. All right, some interesting changes there within the British Parliament. Let's now shift our attention to Pakistan, where the Pakistani Prime Minister's statement in the United States, or anywhere for that matter, have been largely devoid of fact. Now, he seems to be living in a bit of an alternate reality, but Imran Khan has spoken about Pakistan's relationship with the United States in the past as well. He's used some pretty strong words. Let's quote some of them here. Now, Imran Khan has stated, and I quote him here, "America is destroying Pakistan. We are using our army to kill our own people with their money." Donald Trump, too, has spoken about Pakistan. He's called them as liars. And both seem to have moved on, though. The Pakistani Prime Minister went to Washington with a bit of a wish list for Donald Trump. And as it turned out, the US President did not disappoint Imran Khan. Take a look.
Imran Khan played to Trump's vanity and extracted concessions in words, if not deeds. The embarrassment of receiving a cold shoulder at Washington's Dulles airport was forgotten, as Trump, in his hurry to extricate the US from Afghanistan, gave Khan a patient hearing. Also forgotten was Pakistan's duplicity on terrorism.
It is in the interest of Pakistan that we do not allow any armed militias in our country. We have suffered. The country has suffered sectarian attacks. We have had the worst situation. It has affected our investment. Pakistan has not, it has destabilized us.
Something India hoped would be front and center of the US-Pakistan talks, especially at a time when Pakistan runs the risk of being blacklisted by the Financial Action Task Force at its next meeting in October for failing to do enough to curb funding of terror groups. Before the Trump-Khan talks, the US government had helped Pakistan secure a $6 billion International Monetary Fund bailout. And it also designated a leading Baloch separatist group, Balochistan Liberation Army, as quote-unquote terrorist. Now, Trump further sweetened the deal for Pakistan, all in the hope of getting the Pakistani government to make the Taliban agree to a peace deal. Trump sang a different tune, and it came as music to Khan's ears. He held out a promise of resuming security aid to Pakistan. This coming from someone who on New Year's Day in 2018 had tweeted about how the US gave Pakistan $33 billion over 15 years but only got lies and deceit in return. If Imran Khan was looking for a makeover, Trump gave him just that. Trump said that Pakistan, unlike Iran, never lies and that the US was going to have a very great relationship with Pakistan. He went on to describe Khan as a great leader of Pakistan, unmindful of how the Pakistani military propped him up and how Imran Khan is mocked back home for being a quote-unquote selected Prime Minister. The US wants to extricate itself from Afghanistan and it is counting on Pakistan to deliver on a deal with the Taliban. But some in India see it as Washington seeking to replace its threat of sanctions against Pakistan with renewed engagement and rewards. New Delhi fears that Trump's deal with the Taliban will embolden Pakistan's military by proving that sponsoring cross-border terrorism pays. Bureau Report, WION, World is One.